That's why losing in life is so important, whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss, those feelings where things didn't work out your way. That's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong, and you improve, and then it makes the good feelings of victory all the better.
Even in some of your darkest moments, when you make mistakes, you have got to stick around for the two things that the mistake is made for. Every failure is made for. Every misstep is made for. It is made for a lesson and a blessing. Them two things follow every single one of them every single time. God don't send down rain without a return. When he send down rain, flowers grow.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Draco Talks, back at it again with another discussion, bro. If you haven't seen the title of today's video, what are you doing, bro? Today I got for you guys, every loss is a victory. Every loss is a lesson and why you need to lose to become a winner. Before we jump in, guys, you already know the deal. Show me some love, hit that sub, hit that like button. Let's get in the comments. Let's have some discussions in the comments. Y'all know the deal, bro. Alright, guys, listen. Every loss is literally a victory in some way, shape, or form. If you have the right mindset, you should not be afraid to lose ever. Think of every loss as a small chance to grow and change and learn and develop into the person you want to be. You know, we'll take it here with a quick analogy, right? As a child, if you're afraid to fall down, you'll never learn to walk. And, you know, we can tie that back to failure, right? If you're afraid to fail, you'll never learn to win. It's simple as that, guys. With that quick analogy, I want to lay the foundation for, you know, today's discussion. It's about being afraid to fail. Winners aren't afraid to lose. It lets them grow, it builds them up. And losers are afraid to fail, and they let losses and failure defeat them. And, you know, I've got some personal stories about, you know, failure and loss. So let's just jump right in, guys. I know everyone's educated, I'm sure. If you're on my channel, you're educated. That's how things go around here. Thinking back to the United States and our history, I know things are really bad right now. Blue and red fighting each other and not coming together to realize what's really going on in the world. But that's beside the point. Let's take a look at Pearl Harbor, guys. Pearl Harbor was one of the greatest defeats. It's not even a defeat. It was more like we let our guard down and we got surprise attacked, but you know, it's still a great defeat in US history. You got to think about what we did after that. You know, we took a major loss. Did we let that small failure, small loss stop us from protecting what we, you know, what we thought was right in the world? That's why, you know, World War II happened the way it did. We jumped in after Pearl Harbor because we could not let that small defeat define us, right? And you got to think about what the United States did after that. Remember Pearl Harbor, something like that. We literally made a motto from the loss. Remember Pearl Harbor. We remember the loss. We remember the failure that you brought to us. But we're not going to let it define us, and we're going to come back and fight stronger than ever before. And hey, you saw the results of not letting defeat drag you down like a loser, right? Hope is never lost. You can never give up, and you gotta use these losses, use these failures as motivation, as a guiding hand almost to push you into the right direction. Like, hey, you tripped and you fell here, but let's put that band-aid on. I'm pretty sure 99.9% of winners, whenever they take a loss, they don't sulk and complain and cry. They think back, they look retrospectively and introspectively at themselves, and they wonder and they imagine, like, hey, I lost here, but what did I do wrong, and what can I do better next time? You got to think of failure like that, guys, and I'm serious. It'll truly change your life around. You'll always be a positive person if you're never afraid to fail. What is holding you back? As simple as that, guys. Now, I did want to touch on failure in my life and how I've come to adopt this mindset of, you know, failure isn't the end-all be-all of everything, right? So I touched on this actually in another video, you know, very lightly, but I kind of want to dive in a little deeper. I feel like you guys deserve that little part of how I started thinking this way, right? I've always been a basketball player, a hooper. I got to high school and things were a little tough for me. Like I said, I was homeschooled, and I was coming into, you know, high school, and I was a little afraid of, you know, talking to people again, putting myself out there, asserting myself. I was afraid to assert myself. and we talked about, fear holding us back, right? We don't want to do that. But, I was afraid to assert myself into situations. And, my first 2 years in high school, I was always a background character. I like to describe myself as, because I didn't really stand out in many ways. Obviously, I'm handsome as hell, but other than that, I didn't really stand out, especially not on a basketball court. Obviously, I was skilled, and I had my skill sets, and I brought, victories to my team. But I was never that leader, that assertive leader that, coaches look for. And as a point guard, that's what you have to be in order to achieve greatness. This all ties together because my junior year, I moved schools. I moved to a new school, and of course, that's always daunting. And I was afraid to assert myself even more because this is a new environment. These are people, I don't want to get on the wrong side of these people. I want to be the cool guy to these people. And, deep down inside, I wasn't confident in who I was. So I was afraid to assert myself, essentially. But, of course, that's not going to work out. As a point guard, as a basketball player, you've got to assert yourself. You've got to be confident in who you are. And the way that the team was set up, we had all of the pieces necessary to go out and do great things. I told you guys that in another video, but go check that out, by the way. I seriously was the missing piece. We needed a leader. We needed a true leader who would assert themselves and tell people where to go, do this, do that, do this, do that. Let's come together. We got this, guys. Let's go. And I never stepped into that role. Obviously, I have deep regrets for not stepping into that role, but I'm also glad because look at me now, guys. I've learned from the lesson, first of all, and now I can, spread that word to you guys. That season, we ended up doing way, way worse than we were supposed to. Even though we had all the talent in the world, all the pieces we needed to achieve, the lack of leadership really showed on our team. There was large spans of the season where everyone's morale was just so low, and it was hard to tell if we really even liked each other or if we liked the sport at all. And that's obviously not a recipe for success. But, our season ended, and we all had regrets, and we all had failures that season. But I felt like my failure was the greatest because I let everyone down who wanted to rely on me and trusted me to go out and do the things that I needed to do. Obviously, that didn't happen. And so after the season, I took some time off to really contemplate why was I doing what I was doing? Why was I afraid to assert myself? What held me back from going out and being a leader? I started diving inward. And looking like, man, I'm really insecure, man. I'm not confident at all. There's no way this leading people, this shouldn't be difficult in any regard, bro. And it helped me grow and it helped me change my mindset about, asserting myself, being a leader, and failure in general. Like, I failed that year. I let everybody down. I let it stop me for a little bit. I was down for a moment, but I will bounce back. That's another saying I like, guys. Adopt that mindset. I may be down for the moment, but I will bounce back. Shout out to J. Cole, that's my favorite artist. But that season really helped me grow and change my mindset because, like I said, I let everyone down and I was the team failure. When I was down, I really had nowhere else to go but in. I was looking left, I was looking right. Like, man, I can't blame anyone else but myself. And this loss is really helping me just wallow in my own self-pity, I guess. I just felt so bad for myself, and that's not the right way to do things. You can't feel bad for yourself in these kind of situations. You have to be better. Don't be bad, be better. But the moral of the story is, after the failure, one of my greatest failures in life helped me change and adopt my mindset to think like, hey, I may have failed here, but this is a lesson. So the next time I'm thrust into a leadership position, I cannot crumble and fold. The next time I'm thrust into an uncomfortable situation, I'll be ready. I failed once, and I won't fail again. That's just how things are. That's how I think, and that's how you're gonna think. That's how you're gonna think. That's how we're gonna think. Because here on Draco Talks, we elevate and we grow. That's how things are, man. But just a quick story, quick little video, guys. Every loss is a lesson. Do not let your failures define who you are. Use them as catalyst. Use them as oil. Use them as fuel to burn that desire to be great. One more thing, guys. I wanted to share this quote. If you take anything from this video, let it be this quote here. I'm going to read it off my phone, all right? Now, I got this quote from a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's a great read. If you're interested in, expanding your arsenal in terms of money and assets, give that book a try. Winners aren't afraid to lose, but losers are. Failure inspires winners, but defeats losers. Now, what side of the coin are you going to be on? But like I said, guys, that's all from me. It's your boy Draco Talks. If you guys enjoyed the video, man, hit that like, hit that sub. Let's get in the comments. Show me some love. Peace, guys. Peace. Side note, I wanted to put these hoes on. What y'all think, man? Don't I look a little more intelligent, +5 on the IQ points? I wanted to put these on, but it looks like my reflection is showing in the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I mean, hey, I like to look at myself, so maybe I'll keep them on next video. Or maybe if I change the lighting in here, I'll be able to wear the Spectacle 500s. But if not, then you guys know that I'm still intelligent. But like I said, guys, that's all from Draco Talks. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.